everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to show you how I do, my makeup, full face makeup tutorial as well as contouring. Just the simple stuff that I do, and I know I'm not going to go fully in depth with my makeup today, but I will do just the simple stuff that I usually do if I'm kind of lazy but still want to do my makeup. Now, it doesn't really matter what you use, and you don't necessarily have to use the stuff that I use. I use MAC a lot, and I use Time Check Lotion Max Mineralizer. Mineralize. It looks like this, and it's this little glass bottle. And then I use the Prep and Prime Fix Plus. So it basically just moisturizes my face with the spray. So I usually do the spray first, and then I will do the face primed afterwards. So. You only need a few pumps. You don't need like that much because you're gonna work it between your fingers. You don't want it to be all cakey and stuff like that. So. And you put it on the face. You don't necessarily have to put it on your eyelids because you already have, you'll use primer for that, but generally this is what you'll do. Now on to foundation. Now, yet again, I'm using MAC foundation, and I use Studio Sculpt in NC30, but what I'll do when I apply the foundation is I'll put it right on the back of my hands, but I'll just put a couple little lines foundation on it, and if you find yourself needing more, then go ahead and put more on, but you don't necessarily need to cake it on there and find yourself having too much. Ta-da! Okay, now I've covered my face completely in my foundation, but then after I apply the foundation, I use a setting powder. Now, it's a loose powder, it's not pressed powder, and it's also by MAC, and it's the Prep and Prime translucent powder. So I will take just a regular brush, which I've been meaning to get a new one, but just a regular loose fluffy brush. And then I will just dab it on in there, and then make sure you're tapping it so you're not taking a whole lot. And what I forgot to do, but sometimes I don't really do it because I don't necessarily need it, I guess, right now, but you gotta use your concealer. Don't forget your concealer. So now that we've done that, what I personally like to do are my eyebrows. Now, for your eyebrows, I don't really use anything too special, which I still need to start getting more brushes and better brushes. I'm kind of just updating my collection. But you just need a little angled brush. Just a small little angled brush. It doesn't really matter where it's from. I'm not too picky. And then you might want to just like wet it down just a little bit, or you can just dab it on your tongue a little bit. Some people might think that's gross. And I use, it's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brown Pomade. And it'll look just like this. And I use it in the color dark brown. So you don't want to put too much on, because you don't want to smear it and it'll look like you'll have these thick anime looking eyebrows. It'll look kind of funny. So I will just start from the bottom and then work my way down. So I will go this way and then curve down. and that's what they should look like. My eyeshadow primer that I use is by Urban Decay. It looks like this. It's in a little light lavender kind of tube with a little nozzle on it, and it's the original, it's the first one that they came out with, the eyeshadow primer potion. You don't need too much, just a little bit, so you don't put like a little dab on your finger. You should be very sensitive when you go over your eyelids because your eyelids are very, very thin, and you don't want to rub them, tug them, or do anything of that sort. So just lightly dab it on your eye. Your eyelid, not your eye. And I've smeared it on completely right there. Like I said, just a little dab. Alright, and there you go. Should be very simple. Okay. Now for the eyeshadow I'm going to be using is my MAC palette. Oh, you can see yourself in there. My MAC palette. But I think I'm going to do the contour first, just a little bit. So, I use the Anastasia or ABH contour kit. So I just slide it right off. And then it looks like this, and I've used the crap out of it, so. And then I'm going to use my brush. It's it has a slight angle to it. It's a contour brush. It's a soft focus sculpting brush 315, and I've got this from It Cosmetics. Use the color Fawn, which is right here, and I'm just going to dab it on there. And it usually picks up pigment better when you dab it on, not just rub it in. But I'm just going to dab it on there. And then I'm going to mix it with the color Java. So I think that's Java right there. Double check to make sure. Yes, Java. I'm going to mix it with Fawn and Java are going to be mixed. So I'll just slightly dab that with that because it'll slightly darken it. But mixing Java and Fawn. And then right here under the cheekbone, you're going to kind of have it feathered back there. So you're already starting to contour just a little bit. You don't need a whole lot. And then I'm going to use the color Havana, darker color, kind of has an orangey tint to it. Just lightly do that, not too much, and put it right in the part where it's about to deepen. And then just kind of feather it in. And then you have your nice contour, see? And then do the same thing on the other side. So now you've got your slight contour. So we're going to use this color Vanilla and mix it with the color Sand. So vanilla and then sand, which I've got to get more of. So we're going to mix it. And then you're going to put it on the highlight points. So right here, across here, here, there, and there. All your highlight points basically. Alright, so under your highlight points, and also it's just right under the contour part. And then I'm going to use the last color, but this one right here, it kind of has a little gravelly look to it, but it kind of has a shimmer. So I'm going to put it only on the top parts right here, just on top of the cheek. You don't need too much. Very simple, nothing too crazy. That's just like a basic kind of contour. And then with the same brush, I'm going to use, just because I feel like it gives me a little bit more control, and we're going to do blush. And I also use MAC, and it's the color Blush Baby. It's a sheer tone blush. So I'm going to kind of lightly dab it on. When you put it in, you put it slightly just above your contour. Very natural looking. And then same to the other side. Very simple. Alright, and I'm just going to use my standard eyeshadow brush, fluffy brush, from my Naked palette. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and use a very light, kind of vanilla based color, and then we're going to use that to highlight. Now, you don't necessarily have to use the colors I use, but you can always find dupes and stuff like that that works best for you and your skin color, your tone, and everything else. Now that you've done that, I'm going to use the color Buck, and it's from the Urban Decay palette, the first one, and I already have an individual one of it because I use it so much, as you can see. So it's a very light, natural, subtle brown color. Kind of gives like your eyeshadow crease a better shadow if you don't really have one, which I don't, but slightly dab it on there. And then I usually just rock it back and forth like a windshield wiper motion. Compared to the other side, you can kind of see the crease or the shadow that it's giving. Alright, and then I'm going to go back and actually use my Naked palette. I'm going to use the color Naked right here. I'm going to put it on my eyelids. Very simple. And then I'm going to actually go back and use the color Dark Horse right here. And then just lightly dab it because you don't need a whole lot. And kind of just rock it back and forth in the crease and have it create a little point. Alright, very simple. Just very light, natural, simple. I don't have my eyeliner with me, the Twist Cat one, and like always, I'm not at my house. So I'm just going to simply apply some mascara. I used the Better Than Sex mascara. You can kind of see it written on there, it's kind of just engraved. I've used it's by Too Faced. I've used some of their mascara before and I really, really like it. But I kind of just pop it out, twist it in, and I'm almost gone from it. No, I'm almost gone. So. And there you go. It's very simple, basic. And this is what I kind of do when I don't want to go in depth with like the liquid eyeliner or go heavy on the mascara or even put in fake lashes for that matter. I kind of just keep it simple. So that's basically it. If you do have any questions or comments, just let me know and I will try to answer them. And if there's anything to do an actual just a brow tutorial or something simple like that, or just strictly just the contour or tips and tricks and stuff like that, just comment down below and let me know and I will post it with my next video. So I hope you enjoyed and I hope this kind of helped a little bit and just to kind of just see how I do my makeup. So